It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we're continuing on our epic trip here in East Java, which is not far from Bali. That's the whole purpose of the trip. And tonight we're climbing a mountain with a heap of other people too. It's pretty crowded over here. We're coming a little bit later than most of the people do, mainly because we're traveling independently and it gives us a little bit more flexibility, but still, it's quite busy already. So let's get started and see how it is climbing a mountain and maybe even seeing some blue fire, which is the highlight of the trip, they say. Let's get stuck in. It's called Kawah Ijen. Kawah Ijen's another one of those places I've actually already been to. I went here 15 years ago. It was not so popular back in the day. I mean, there were a few people around, but when I went up, I was sort of walking on my own and I was able to get down into the crater on my own and, you know, give a guy a few cigarettes, and it sort of worked quite nicely. Over the years though, it's become incredibly popular with people from all around the world. People have started to realise that this is one of Indonesia's great wonders, and as we go up there, you'll see why. Because if we have a clear day, which is possible, you'll find that the views are incredible. So according to this little sign up here, we're currently 1850 metres above sea level and we will be going to about 2,400. It's very cold at the moment. Well, not very cold, it's very cool. So the wind's blowing, it's about 14 degrees. I've got a long sleeve on. I only got 2 layers, so it's not that bad, but I think it can get, you know, if that wind picks up like it did overnight, like during the night it got quite windy, it could be cold, and I think up the top it's going to be a bit colder as well. So you do need to be prepared. It's a 3-kilometre walk. They say it takes 2 hours, but my memory of being here last time, it wasn't 3 hours, it wasn't a 2-hour walk. Maybe it will be this time, I don't know. We'll find out, that's for sure. But you need a headlamp as well, so we're going to be into that right now. We've got these little things you can get up in. Lamborghini ya. Biasanya tarifnya berapa? Aku nggak mau tapi cuman penasaran. Biasanya?
1.500 PP.
Weh, mahal amat.
Tanjakannya.
Yang luar biasa. Okay. 1.5 million if you want to get one of those. I guess the story is, if you can get these little gerobak coming up here, these little carts, then the path must be pretty much okay the whole way. I mean, I'm huffing and puffing already going up, and I reckon I'll have my jumper off in 5 seconds, but the fact that it's going to be a decent path actually bodes quite well. There are people coming down. Are there people coming down here in these little carts? There are they? Or is it they're coming down empty? I know there's a dude coming down in a cart.
Taxi.
The blue fire situation is an interesting one. When I came 15 years ago, there was no talk of blue fire. And that got me a little bit suspicious about whether it's actually a naturally occurring phenomenon. So what it is when sulfur gases burn, they burn blue. And so up there, the whole mountainside is covered in sulfur gases, of course, and then sometimes it's on fire. And the reason is because they are mining the sulfur up there. So what they do, they cool the gases, chip it away, and then they'll carry the gases down in big buckets. Straight away, the most annoying thing so far has been these carts. We're being followed by a dude with the cart because he thinks we're going to conk out and we're going to need a cart. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm not going to pay 1.5 million. So the thing that makes me suspicious is that because the blue fire wasn't around in the past, that maybe it's one of these manufactured tourist attractions. Maybe the gases are lit on fire. That's my cynical self. But why wasn't it a massive tourist attraction back in the day when I was here? That's weird, isn't it? So I asked a few people. They say, no, it's natural. The gases combust when they come out of the ground at high temperature and meet the oxygen. They just naturally combust. And that means that the mountain would be on fire during the day as well, which I guess is possible. So I don't know what the real story is, whether it's a man-made phenomenon or not, or whether it's you know, naturally occurring. But apparently it's spectacular anyway, and that's what most people are going here for. They're going to get selfies with the blue fire. But for me, the trek up the mountain and the views are good enough on their own. I guess the thing to be thankful of with these cars, like they're following us, it's not pleasant, is that at least it's not a motorbike like it is in Kintamani. They'll follow you with a motorbike and that's really unpleasant. And there's motorbikes speeding past you, trail bikes. At least it's not that here, but it's still not great. Like we've already said we don't want one. You know, I mean, they're only looking for money, but yeah, still not fun. We want to have our own experience. Alright, I just tried to shake those guys by stopping, and then they stopped for a while, and I said, don't follow us please, we want to walk on our own. So the guy did stop, and if he follows us again, I'm gonna say something, because I do not want to be followed like all the way up this mountain by a guy wanting to sell us something. Like, no. Mau ikut kita atau gimana?
Ya, saya ini mau ke atas.
Pak, tapi kalau kita berhenti, Bapak berhenti. Kalau kita jalan, Bapak jalan. Kenapa ya?
Ya, nanti ngikutin lah, barangkali dibutuhkan dengan jalan.
Pak, kita nggak mau diikuti ya. Jadi kalau boleh, kalau kita berhenti, Bapak jalan kaki lagi ya. Nggak usah ikut ya Pak. Ya. Okay. I tell that guy, do not follow us. I don't want to be followed. Like, I'm getting pretty frustrated now. I don't often get frustrated, but this is really frustrating me to be just. It's not harassed. They're not harassing us. But every time we stop, they'll stop. Like, well, don't do that. Well, that's just not right.
Okay, Lamborghini. That's maybe Lamborghini.
No, thank you. I honestly feel quite bad saying to that guy quite directly, please don't follow us. Like, I feel bad because he's quite nice. He's not a bad person, but he's just sort of following. And the guy with the cart now has dropped back as well, because he spoke to that friend and said, are they videoing us? And the other guy said, yeah. So they're not following us anymore. But so I feel bad about that. But it's pretty normal here in Indonesia, in a lot of natural places where there's hard work to get to the top of a mountain, that there is some guy offering you a service to get to the top. Now, I don't mind that in itself. It's just when you're harassed every 5 seconds, do you want to get a Lamborghini to the top? I don't. Like, I just don't want help. I'm here to hike. Or he said no. And especially, do not follow me thinking I'm going to stop. If I stop and need assistance, I'll ask someone for a lift down or a lift up. But to follow me is not right. Especially in this, like, we're totally alone now. And yeah, it's quite beautiful. Really peaceful as well. All you really hear is the sound of the wind blowing through the trees. Little warung here, that's pretty cool, eh? Go and get something to eat and drink. We're only like 15 minutes in, I think. Nggak usah. Nggak usah.
Andre.
Just took my jumper off and we're on our way again. Getting followed is really like frustrating. It's terrible, really terrible. Like, he's just saying, well, if you're in Bromo, you get offered a horse. So here, you don't get offered a horse, you get offered a car. And as I said, being offered it on its own, look, I understand it. People are trying to make money. It's their area and they want to make money. I mean, that's fair enough. But to be followed and to be asked so many times is frustrating. He said, well, he hasn't met us before. There was some other good dude. And it's like, well, no, it was like 50 dudes. We've already sort of gone up elevation of about 150 meters so far. It's happened pretty quickly. Like, it's steep straight off and you're huffing and puffing straight off and you take your jumper off almost straight away. You do need it, because I think at the top it's going to be cold, and it was cold when I started. Is it doable by most people? Well, I'm not sure. By a lot of people it is. One of the things they require you to do before you come here, though, is to get a health certificate, which was new to me because I never used to be like that. And so all you have to do is go to a hospital in town. Like, it's easy to do. Like, everyone knows about the system. Go to the local hospital in Banyuwangi and pay. I think we paid 65,000, and they just take your blood pressure, weigh how heavy you are, and then eye check, a few other things, and just give you a clean bill of health, because you have to produce that to buy a ticket in the morning. That's the story. So I guess they are worried that people are doing this who are not really capable. So you do need to have some fitness. If you never walk, it's a problem. Like, I've got, like, I don't know, moderate fitness. I'm not like that fit, but I do exercise. So, and it is hard so far, but I can do it. If you don't have any fitness, this could be a tough one for you. Another warung. I can already see the glow of the city below, and it's already starting to look quite beautiful down there. It's just straight up now, so we're just going real slow. Constant heart rate of 150 all the way up, and we'll make it eventually. Just have to go slow. we're now mixed in with a group of locals who are struggling on their way up as well. Incidentally, Kawah Ijen is part of a bigger collapsed volcano which has a diameter of 20 kilometers. So they say 100,000 years ago or so, there used to be a mega volcano here that erupted and then collapsed on itself and left a huge crater. And then out of that crater, a bunch of other mountains rose, including the place that we're going up now, which then has another crater inside it. It's like a volcano inside a crater, which also has a crater on top of it. Susah ya? Capek ya?
Keep you strong.
No, not really. That's a good one. Don't take a crap in the woods. Okay, fair enough. It's actually a real tension that I have in Indonesia because I feel a great empathy for people who don't have much. And I really do connect with people on that level quite often. But I also get frustrated with being harassed. So there's this real tension between the harassment and liking the people, to be honest, because these are nice people. So yeah, how you balance that in your mind, I always have a tension with that, to be honest. Looking back over the city of Banyuwangi and the lowlands there, it is quite spectacular, the view at this point. Really just quite nice, very nice. We've now been walking for about an hour, and I believe that we're more than halfway up, over 300 meters up now, and it was only supposed to be 500 meters up. We left at 3 a.m. and we anticipated being there by 5, and sunrise is supposed to be at 5:30. So we wanted to see the sun rise, we wanted to see sort of night turning to day. But apparently the busiest time to start is at 2 o'clock. It's when all the tour groups come, because obviously if you're in a tour group, you've got to cater for all fitness levels. So you need to come a bit earlier so that everyone's got enough time to do what they want to do, which makes sense. So if you do choose to do this in a tour with other people, you will need to start earlier and you'll have a lot more time to sort of come up and see sunrise than what we've got. So that's the good thing about it. But the bad thing might be there may be more people climbing at that time. Whew, doing it tough now. The good thing about these carts, I guess, is that if you are incapable of climbing this, and I know a lot of people are, like literally incapable, well, you can pay a guy or a couple of guys to take you up in a little cart. And I think that's a great little innovation for people who are less able to do these things. You can still get to the top and have a look. Now, some people say, well, you didn't really climb it. Well, that's not really the point, is it? If you want to see the top, you can see the top in one of those carts, which is pretty cool. And I guess that's where some of the tension lies, isn't it? Because while it's not for me to go up on one of those, it is for some people, for sure. And I wouldn't criticise people for using that at all. If people want to use that, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Good service. And those guys are hard working. Now, the question I do have is an interesting one. When I was here 15 years ago, on the way down, there was heaps of guys carrying big baskets of sulfur, about 80 kilos of sulfur each. And I haven't seen one yet coming down. And I just wonder if those guys are now the guys that are doing that. Maybe they've changed jobs because there's more money in carrying people in carts. I guess it would be like that. I know they weren't getting paid much back in the day for those sulfur trips. I mean, they were getting more than the minimum wage, but it wasn't like you weren't going to get rich from it. I just realised that that's the place we're staying there. You can actually see our room, which is the furthest left, halfway up in those lights. Well, I can see it, you probably can't, which is crazy that I can see the room that we're staying in, which is pretty far away. There seems to be more accommodation over in that direction than some of the other lights of the warungs and stuff that we've passed along the way. I have a funny feeling we're not that far from the top. It's getting quite flat now. There might be one final burst, but it feels okay. Like it feels like we're not that far from the top. I actually, I'm been churning over in my mind that whole incident earlier where I told the guy, do not follow us, because I feel bad about it, honestly. I don't know whether I was wrong to do that. Maybe I am rude to do that. I don't know. I feel as though that was the right thing for me to say, but it just is a very uncomfortable situation. Sometimes you get those situations where they're just uncomfortable, aren't they? You don't want to have had to say that. There's that man made that thing there, a big block of concrete. Looks like it. Yeah, you don't want to have to say that, but you have to, because otherwise it's going to spoil your experience. All these other guys that have been asking if we want to lift, I haven't actually had a problem with it, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't want one. They were fine. They just walk away. It's when you get followed that's the problem, isn't it? I think that's the issue. When you're getting followed, and every time, like, I actually thought, oh, at the start they're not following us. I actually thought they were just on their way somewhere else. So I thought, oh, I'll just let them go, and I just stopped. And then they stopped. I thought, okay. So I started walking again, and then they started walking again, and then I stopped. They thought I was getting puffed and I was going to ask for help from them, and they were going to get some business, which was not the case. So stop, 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 stop. They were following, and I couldn't shake them. That's when I approached the guy and said, look, please don't follow us. You know, you've stopped, we stopped, you start, we start. You know, just leave us alone. We'll be fine. If we want one, we'll ask. We're actually following these three guys carrying their grobak. I don't know what you call carts, yeah? They're carrying their carts all the way to the top, and they're empty. So I guess they're assuming or hoping they're going to get passengers on the way down, which is incredible, isn't it? They've had to walk all the way up with these carts, and they're not light. They look pretty heavy, full metal carts. In the distance, I can see some lights, and that looks like people are climbing even further up there. But my memory of this place was that, well, I didn't climb that high last time I was here, for sure, because I'm near the crater now. So on my right is the city of Banyuwangi and the Kabupaten of Banyuwangi, which looks beautiful. And over here is sort of like I think we call it a saddle in English, don't we? Like, it's where, like, there's a big mountain up there, which you can see. There's a mountain up there, and there's a little gap here where the wind is ripping across, and it's quite cool because I've got short sleeves on now, and I should be able to see the crater soon. I think Susan reckons there's two of these people that don't have cushions. She reckons, and I reckon she's right, that they're not carrying passengers down, they're going to be carrying the sulfur down. So when I came up here 15 years ago, it was hand carried in these wicker baskets, and it was hard work. Like, those guys were just beasts, wiry men with not much to them, but they were beasts. They could carry these huge weights on their shoulders. And now I'm guessing they're probably wheeling it down. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Oh, the wind's ripping across here now. I think I'm at the edge of the crater here, so I'll go straight to the edge. Let's see what I can find. Oh, it's cold. I've got to get a jumper on. No climbing over. Okay. There we go. I can see not much. It's just black in the crater up there. There is a little path up there, and then it's just yeah, black. No blue fire. Apparently that blue fire thing is seasonal as well. You don't always have it, and sometimes it might only have a little tiny bit, and sometimes a lot, depending on the rain and so forth. You can actually get down into that crater. We won't be going down there, but you can get down in there if you want. And I have been down there before, but these days it seems that most people want to go down there to get a selfie with that blue fire. But when I went down there was no blue fire. I was just like, get down and have a look at what's going on down there. That's where the miners are, down in that crater. Thing is that that crater has a big lake in it. So Kawah means crater, and that crater has a big lake in the middle of it, which is normal for a volcano to have a lake in it. Well, apparently that particular lake is one of the most acidic lakes in the world. It's like, they say it's as acidic as like battery acid. That's how acidic it is. So you don't want to go swimming in it, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to drink out of it. And I have read stories in the past that in this area, in some of the rivers downstream, some of the villages have no teeth because the water has slowly corroded their teeth away, which is sad, isn't it? Woo! The wind's coming up now. It's howling a gale. Whoa! Oh, hardly stand up. Oh. All right, so they're still using those baskets, those dudes, to get the stuff from the bottom, I believe. So it looks like they're using those baskets still to get it from out of the lake down there and taking it to the carts. Well, that's a better system than what they used to use, it looks like. Pak, kalau mau lihat blue fire, itu bisa lihat dari sini?
Kalau dari sini tidak kelihatan.
Dari
Harus turun ke bawah.
ke paling bawah harus ke...
Iya, ke kawahnya langsung.
Jadi mungkin dari setengah nggak bisa.
Nggak bisa.
Aduh. Bapak kuat. Pak, blue fire itu alami atau itu seperti ada yang
Kalau-
pakai api sendiri?
Oh, itu alami.
Alami.
Ya.
Jadi itu langsung keluar dari tanah
Ya.
dan langsung terbakar.
Iya, iya.
Wow, I can see where people are going down there, and that is a long way down. I don't want to do it, and I don't have to. I don't need to see that blue fire. I'm not that keen anyway. I'm here for the views. That just looks so far down. Well, it looks like a couple of 100 meters vertical elevation down. So the decision by me was that no, we're not going to go down. We don't need to go down there. I don't need to see the blue fire. I'm happy to just stay up here. And then Susan said, all right, I'm going to go down on my own. I thought, oh well, like Susan's going down, well, I should go down too. So we're both going down. We'll just take it easy. Well, we've got plenty of time. Like the sun's nowhere near ready to rise, so there's plenty of time to see the blue fire if it exists. So that's what we're doing. Susan's leading the way. She's got the backpack on, but there's hardly anything in it now because I'm carrying the camera and so forth. I'll probably carry it on the way back up. Look how steep that is down there. Crazy, yeah? Wow, she's steep. I can't remember it being this steep. It must have been. I mean, it's the same place that I've been before. It's just crazy. There are people coming back, turning back, don't want to go down. It's a large group of people coming up here. It's crazy. It's like over 100 people easily coming up. All right, we're turning around again now. And the reason is we've met people coming up and they said, well, like most people said, there is none. And then another guy said, oh, there is, but it's sort of like covered by smoke occasionally. And it's not that great right now. It's just the time of year. So if there's no blue fire, there's no point going down all that way. So we're only come down a little bit. Also just had some people coming up. There's a group of French people, and one lady started getting really angry at someone coming down. It was an Asian lady coming down, and then the guy shouted, "The priority is always with the people coming up." And he starts shouting it to people, like they're getting very angry at the people going down. And I feel that the only reason he was doing that is because it was an Asian lady. Like he wouldn't have said that to a white guy, for sure. He was only doing it because, she's Asian. And I just felt that to be terrible to come to this country and start shouting at someone about, some sort of unwritten rule on the mountain, which is you always give way to people coming up, which I know is sort of a rule, but like you're in Indonesia, things are different here, aren't they? Like it's a bit, if you really care about rules, you're probably in the wrong place. Oh, look at that. Oh, nggak usah, makasih. Udah punya. I actually got one of those souvenirs about 15 years ago. No, sure, it is in a box somewhere. There is the slightest bit of blue coming out in the sky up there now. I mean, we're probably 90% cloud cover, so I don't know if we're going to get a great sunrise or not, but we're going to get something. We'll get something. So we're now just hanging out, waiting for that sun to rise. I mean, you can see the blue coming up in the sky there, but I reckon the sun's probably going to rise in another half an hour. It only took us about an hour and a half to get to the top here, so it wasn't that bad. It's not as hard as maybe even Gunung Batur in Bali coming up here. Not as hard as that. Nowhere near as hard, actually. And once you get to the top, we should get, like, I can see it a little bit now, but you won't be able to see it on camera yet. But when the sun rises, we'll be able to see it. Basically, we'll get a view of the crater below, and we should get a view of the town below as well. I'm not sure about whether we'll actually see the sun because it's a bit cloudy. It's about 90. Oh no, that's cleared up over there. Over there, that is clear. But before it was about 90% cloud. I don't know now, it's probably, I don't know, it's only about 50% cloud around it at the moment. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a sunrise, but yeah, whatever. It's actually fun just to be here. It's actually really worth a trip if you sort of like your mountains. It's not a serious mountain. It's a pretty good one. I mean, Indonesia's full of them, and especially in Java, because it's so volcanic, there's just so many of these places. This is one of the most popular ones. It's probably the most popular, I'd say, mainly because of that blue fire thing. But I think that blue fire is a bit of a furphy. I wouldn't come here just for that. that's not really why people historically have come here anyway. It's just interesting and beautiful on its own. So now that it's a little bit lighter, we can actually see the shape of this whole crater. It's enormous. The scale is hard to describe really, but I'll try and show you down there a little bit, like where the source of that sulfur is down there. You can see it really coming out. And there are people down there poking around, obviously mining it, but there's also people poking around trying to find the blue fire down there. And of course there isn't that much happening. That's it. It's pretty amazing. It's 5:30 and the sun I think the sun has risen, but because there's a bit of cloud around, you can't really see it. So we're starting our descent now. Most people haven't really started yet. I reckon they will pretty soon. But I mean, for us, there's no reason to sort of hang around, is there? I mean, there's not much to see now, except we've seen the crater. We can see the view over there to Banyuwangi, which is beautiful, beautiful. There's another mountain over there, that's Gunung Rante. And then there's another mountain over the back there. I don't know the name of that one. Like, this is all part of one huge geological park, which is just phenomenal here in East Java. Makasih ya. The price has come down now. The guy's offering a trip now for 300,000. It was 1.5 on the way up. He knows that we've got a head of steam now because we're on our way down. So now that it's light, this is what the path looks like on the way down. I mean, this is the flat part. This is not the steep part. But you can see, like, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Like, and there's the views of that mountain, Gunung Rante, and there's the rest of East Java. You can see right down the edge of the coast there of Java, like 100 k's or something like that, probably easily. I can see the southern coast over there. That must be 100 kilometres. Be close, be close. There's some other volcanoes over there as well. I don't know the names of them all. I don't know the names of any of them really. Look on Google Maps, you'll probably be able to find them. They're all big mountains, big steep mountains, and there are paths up all of them. Like, for people who love nature, and I know that not everyone that watches my videos loves nature, but if you do love nature and you still have the capability to get up mountains, like, this is a really good one to come up. And if you're not really capable in terms of your physical fitness, you might have bad hips or knees or something like that, and you're happy to sort of pay a dude to take you up in one of those carts, like, you can still have a very good experience here. You don't have to bust a lung for it to be enjoyable. You know, like, getting up on a cart is okay. There's someone coming down on a cart right now that I can see coming behind me. The brakes are squeaking. It's okay. Like, and you don't have to be embarrassed about it either. Like, it's totally fine. And I think that's a really good solution for a lot of people who would love to come up here but just think, I'm not capable anymore. I like that, actually. I actually really love that that is still an option. And what I like about it is that even though you're not having to put the physical effort in to walk it, that you're still having to go along the path. You know, you're still getting this part of the journey, which is weaving away around the mountainside, rather than just like getting a, I don't know, like an escalator, not an escalator, like a cable car to the top or whatever. I think if you had a cable car to the top, it wouldn't be as nice. Turun ya, hey, gampang lah. To get an idea of that hotel that I'm staying in, where it is, like, it's just there, right at the foot of that mountain. May not look so massive on the camera, but it is huge, and it's just at the foot of that mountain. It's actually within walking distance of the entrance gate to this place. I mean, I rode a motorbike for about 5 minutes, no, like 3 minutes, but like, it's probably a 5 or 10 minute walk from there to the entrance gate to this, so it's pretty close. And then from the back of that property, you can actually climb that mountain. I'm only paying 590,000 for that hotel. Well, it's not a hotel, like, they're cabins, and it's like a cabin in a caravan park, but it's beautiful, beautiful. I actually think even if you're not coming up this mountain, coming and staying up in the hills here where it's a bit cooler and you can see a bit of nature, and especially if you've got a car and a driver or your own transport, to be able to sort of have people take you around to some of the spots that don't require you to climb mountains. It's just beautiful around here. The whole area is beautiful. It's like, I think they call it Ijen Geo Park, because there's so much geological stuff here that's interesting, volcanic stuff, and we're in the middle of this big caldera that it's just worth coming up here anyway, and staying at that Bobo cabin is just brilliant. As we get further down, those taxis get cheaper and cheaper. It's 150,000 now to the bottom, and don't think that I'm some sort of like crazy adventurer and I'd never take one of those things. Like I would. Like I've ridden a horse before, halfway up a mountain in I think Colombia it was. Like we were walking up, slogging it up a road, and there were these two massive horses. And I just said to Susan, "You want to get on those?" And Susan said, "Takut." She don't like horses. She's got PTSD from when she was a child. She got like, I don't know, bitten or something by a horse. But we got on it anyway. And halfway up the mountain on a horse. And that was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty fun cultural experience. Do it like the locals do. So as I said before, I last came here 15 years ago. Susan last came here 16 years ago. So we basically both came at a pretty similar time in the past. And I was saying to Susan, in the old days, it wasn't crowded at all. There's hardly anyone here. I had this whole path to myself. And then Susan goes, well, there's actually no one here either. Like we've got this path to ourselves right now. There's hardly anyone here as well. And I said, well, yeah, that's true. But at the top, there was a lot of people. And she was saying that 16 years ago on the way down for her, it was crowded. So maybe things haven't changed that much. It just depends on what time you're doing the trip. So because we're doing this independently, we just sort of came, we started later. We actually came down earlier. A lot of those groups are still at the top, sort of, I guess they're waiting for other people who haven't quite, finished taking photos and that sort of stuff. But for us, it's like zip, zip, zip. We're done. We're going back down, have a coffee, and then have a bit of a nap, and then continue on our journey. Whereas if you're on a group tour with other people, of course you've got to wait for other, all the other people who are on the trip, and then you might sort of get stuck in a bubble of people. And I've actually read reviews of Ijen that say, oh, it's so crowded, so crowded. I'm not sure if that's a seasonal thing or whether it's just people's experience based upon them going on a tour. Like Susan went on a tour when she did it 16 years ago, and she sort of felt it was a little bit busy, which is interesting. So I guess, most people aren't going to have an option to do it independently. Most people are going to go on a tour. But if you've got a car and a driver, especially if you've got a car and a driver for like 5 days, let's say you're going to do East Java over the course of 5 days, well, you just choose your times, don't you? Or if you've got your own motorbike or maybe you hire your own car, which you can do that too. That's actually a pretty good idea, hiring your own car. You've got total flexibility. That's actually a really good idea. I think for most people who watch this channel, renting your own car or hiring your own car is maybe the best option from a town like Banyuwangi and just sort of doing independent trips around East Java. That's a good idea. Well, if you like motorbikes, get on those too. I've just been trying to think about how the logistics of tours work these days here. So when I came 15 years ago, the road from Banyuwangi up to here wasn't really passable by cars. There were trucks coming down carrying rocks and things, and I actually got up there on a motorbike, but it was terrible. You couldn't operate a tour up from Banyuwangi. So all the tours were operating out of a place called Bondowoso, and they were often, the people on the tours were picked up in other places. Usually they might have started their tour in Gunung Bromo or Yogyakarta or Solo. So the tours started a long way away in Java, and then you got these tours to take you to a few places along the way, and then end up here via Bondowoso. And then you'd end up in Bali. The tour would take you to Bali. But it was a very long journey because Bondowoso is on the other side of the mountain. It's on the western side, whereas Banyuwangi is on the eastern side, or the Bali side. And what I think probably happens now is that you can buy a trip to here from Bali, from one of those tour booths that you see all around the place. I'm almost certain they would sell one there, and I reckon they'd probably do it in 2 days and 1 night, because to get a minivan picking you up in the morning in somewhere like Sanur or Ubud or something like that, they would get you to a hotel in Banyuwangi by like 2 p.m. and then you spend the night, wake up at something like 11 o'clock at night or midnight, and then the shuttle bus would then take you up the mountain. You do your trip here, and then take you back to your hotel, pick up your gear, and then take you back to Bali. That's what I reckon you could do. And you can probably mix and match how you want to do it. If you wanted to keep going on in Java, they'd probably do a trip like that as well. I think that's probably what's happening. That's the way I'd run a tour, and the tour operators in Indonesia have been pretty savvy when it comes to, giving people what they want. If people want to come for a 2 day, 1 night trip to here, I reckon you can get it. We're still miles away from getting to the bottom here. I thought it felt we were near the bottom, but it's just down, down, down. And now my thighs are on fire. We're coming to the exit point of the national park. We're finished. It's actually not been that difficult. It's only 6:30 a.m. and we've been up and back and had a bit of we waited up there for ages. It was freezing cold up there, so you have to bring warm clothes. Even with 2 layers on, this thin jumper as well, it wasn't enough. It was because of the wind. So yeah, let's say it was 14 degrees or 12 degrees or something, but howling gale, that is really icy. My hands were cold, so gloves would have been nice. A beanie would have been okay. But I think it's just such a fantastic experience coming up to Ijen. If you're in East Java or planning a trip to East Java, you've got to come here if you love nature. And if you are a little bit sort of uneasy on your feet, maybe you get one of those little carts, those Lamborghini. But if you don't want a Lamborghini, you better get practiced into how to say, no thanks, nggak mau, terima kasih, that sort of stuff, because basically you're gonna get asked a lot whether you want one of those, and sometimes they follow you, which is not pleasant. That only happened at the start, and when I told that guy to leave us alone, it more or less happened, and then we were fine for the rest of the way. The people were okay, and those guys are nice guys, I feel bad about it, but that's just, you got to sometimes tell people, please don't follow me, and then it's all good.
I'm here. You can try first before you.
Well, what do you got?
Yeah, mangosteen.
You got mangosteens.
Yeah.
What are these ones?
Durian.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's okay.
Free for you, free for
Free
you.
for you, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try a mangosteen.
That's mango.
I'll try a mangosteen. Actually, mangosteen is one of my favourite fruits.
Papaya, avocado. Just 120,000. If you buy 3, 50,000.
They're sweet too.
I will give you discount 10,000. It's rambutan. Come here. Come here. You can choose. You can choose.
Actually, really nice.
Ready? Yes, you can try.
How much is it for one?
Oh, 1 piece?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 piece is free for you. No problem.
No. Oh, thank you, yeah.
It's okay. Free for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
What a nice guy.
That is free for you. No
Oh,
problem.
thank you so much. That's really nice of you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, another one. Thank you, yeah, thank you. Go for the fruit. I can't take a free piece of fruit from a guy, can I? That's a nice guy. It's lots of good fruits too, like that. Like better than the fruits I get in Sanur. The good selection too. And I reckon I've just given him 10,000 for 2 mangosteens. That actually sounds like a good price anyway, because mangosteens are pretty expensive. I'm actually doing a series of videos here in East Java at the moment. So if you want to follow along for more adventures in East Java over the next period of time, make sure you subscribe, because that is going to help you see what else is out here in East Java, which is so close to Bali. Very accessible, very accessible. That ferry ride's only a 40-minute ferry ride from Bali. Hey, thanks for coming along for the ride today, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, and sampai jumpa.